Welcome to Rob Talks. Today we're exploring the next new cycle of the Mayan Tzolk'in calendar. Chikchan begins this new cycle on November 27, 2025. This is not a gentle cycle, and not a quiet cycle either. It's more of a summoning. Chikchan is represented by the serpent. It's the keeper of life force, the spark of divine energy that lives within your body, your breath, your instincts, and your truth. This Trecena, the next 13 days, activates the root, sacral, and solar centers, pulling energy upward, awakening intuition, courage, passion, clarity, and embodied spiritual presence. If the last cycle was about understanding your path, this cycle is about fueling the path, about becoming fully alive again. Over these 13 days, expect to feel more energized, aware, intuitive, emotionally honest, ready to shed what no longer fits, and ready to rise. We're going to explore this journey in 3 separate stages: how it begins, how it transforms you in the middle, and the powerful way it completes. The Trecena opens with the serpent, the primordial symbol of instinct, survival wisdom, raw life force, regeneration, shedding, and awakening. Chikchan doesn't ask politely, it demands your attention. It pulls you into your center and asks you to feel again, not with the mind, but with the body. This cycle reminds you of the truth we all forget, that your intuition is not separate from your body, but rather it flows through it. Your instinct is not primitive, it actually is divine intelligence. And your emotions are not inconvenient, but rather they are messages from your soul. This Trecena is an activation, a rising serpent of awareness. Now, let's look at the middle point of the next 13 days. Around days 6 and 7, the entire tone of the Trecena shifts. With 6 OK, which is represented by the dog, emotional truth awakens. OK brings loyalty, devotion, and heart-centered clarity. This is where the rising energy of the serpent meets the compassion of the heart. You may feel a need for emotional honesty and clarity about who supports you and who doesn't. It also awakens a desire for true companionship and a reawakening of unconditional love. When we move to 7 Chuan, creativity ignites like a sacred fire. The monkey is the artisan of the cosmos, and this midpoint brings intuitive genius, playful inspiration, sudden downloads, artistic magic, and, lastly, spiritual humor and cosmic perspective. Chuan helps you reinterpret the intensity of Chikchan in a way that is creative rather than overwhelming. As we move on, we reach an integration moment. Raw energy, plus emotional truth, plus creativity equals a clarity of direction. 8 Eb and 9 Ben reflects you walking your path with strength. Eb helps you choose your path consciously, and Ben helps you walk it with integrity. By this point, the life force that awakened on day 1 now becomes purpose, direction, and leadership. As we move on, the final days are incredibly powerful. 12 Kib reflects the release of old patterns. Kib is about forgiveness, purification, and karmic cleansing. What began as instinctive awakening now becomes deep emotional healing, the release of shame, guilt, or old stories, and the clearing of patterns that you've carried for years. This day often brings resolution, closure, and forgiveness that you may have not known you needed. As we move on to 13 Kaban, which is represented by the earth, which brings evolution and grounding. Kaban completes the cycle with synchronicity, evolutionary movement, divine timing, grounding, and integration. This is where the serpent descends back into the earth, taking everything you've shed and transforming it into fertile soil for your future. You end this Trecena renewed, empowered, centered, and aligned with a higher timeline. The next cycle will build on this one, but this cycle restores the power needed for everything to come. Before we move on to an affirmation for this period, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to help us grow. Thank you. Now here's the affirmation: I awaken my sacred life force, trust my instincts, and rise into the fullness of my power.